it represents angles. When you see small letters, it represents sides. For example, this is side A, angle A. This is side B, small letter B and angle B. You can see side small letter C and angle big C. Any triangle, as much as none of its angle is 90, sine rule is applicable. So it states that A over sine A is equal to B over sine B equal to C over sine C. This is when you need to find one side. You apply the sine rule. Note, before you can apply sine rule, you must be given a particular angle and its opposite side. But if we are looking for angles, you just toggle it. Instead of A over sine A, to be sine A over A equal to sine B over B and sine C over C. So please note this in our formula book, and that's what I indicated by FB. So let's see how we apply this. But remember, before you can use this rule, you must be given an angle and its opposite side. That's the criteria. Without this, you can't apply the sine rule. So one angle, the opposite side, and let's say a practical example. But on the yellow box, I just brought the formula book so that you remember what we've done. So in this question, we're asked to find x. So how do we get x? If you watch, the opposite angle to x is 60 degrees, while the opposite angle to 10 is 40. That means we're going to use sine rule. A side and the opposite angle was given. Okay, let's see. What are we going to do? Since we're looking for side, obviously we'll be using A over sine A equal to B over sine B. For this, we don't have a third angle, so you remove sine C and side C. So let's apply the first two. Our A here is x. Our sine A will be sine 60, while our B here is 10, and our sine B will be sine 40 degrees. If you make x subject of the formula, we're going to have something like this: x equal to 10 sine 60 divided by sine 40. And if you punch this in a calculator, sine 60 is I think 0.866 times 10. If you divide it by sine 40, if you use a scientific calculator, you'll be arriving at a fractional figure of 13.5 centimeter. So if you watch, 13 is more than 10, and that's because the angle opposite x is 60. The larger the angle, the larger the expected side. If here is 40, then here is 10. All right, so let's see another example. But don't forget the rule. To use sine rule, you must have a side and an opposite angle. Let's see. I still have my formula book somewhere in the right hand corner. If you solve this, this is what you will get. But let me quickly explain this. Okay, for this we have A over sine A and B over sine B. We have two sides and two angles. X is opposite angle 60, y20 is opposite angle 50. So the same way we don't have C, you cancel that. So we'll be talking about x over sine 60 equal to 20 over sine 50. The same way, if you make x over the formula and you punch that, you're going to get 22.6 centimeter. Okay, let's move further. This is another example. Let's see, we have 20 centimeter and the opposite angle is 60 degrees. We have 10 centimeter and the opposite angle is theta. If you watch for this formula book, I used sine A over A instead of A over sine A that we have always used. The reason is because this time we are looking for angles. To save ourselves the stress of inverting the equation, you can simply use sine A over A and sine B over B. In a similar way, we don't have any business with the third angle C. So that will be sine theta over 10 equal to sine 60 over 20. Okay, sine theta from here would be equal to 10 times sine 60 divided by 20. If you punch your calculator for this, it will give us sine 60 is 0.866 as usual, times 10 as 8.66. When divided by 20, you have 0.433. But one more step, you take arc sine of 0.433. Okay? If you do this on your calculator, you have theta is equal to, this should give us 25.7 degrees. Yes, that's it. That's it. Okay? As again, you can see that 20 is to 60. I'm expecting A to be lower because if side 20 gives 16, side 10 should give something lower. We got something lower. Okay, it's your turn. Let's see. I want you to try this and give me what we should expect. Okay, I'm waiting for you for 2 minutes. Okay, let's come back. This will give us this. The same rule, A over sine A, B over sine B. That's, okay, we're looking for angle to be sine A now over A, then sine B over B. So sine theta over 20 is sine 70 over 100. If you cross multiply, you have sine theta is 0.811879. Okay, let's proceed to look at the cosine rule. For a typical cosine rule, before you can apply the cosine rule, we'll be talking about 3 sides and 1 angle. 3 sides and 1 angle. But mind you, the angle we are looking for, we must know its opposite side. Or the side we are looking for, we must know its opposite angle. For instance, if we want A, you must know sine A. The same way, if you must know angle A, sorry. The same way, if we are looking for small letter B, we must know angle capital letter B. So to find side in cosine rule, we use A squared equal to B squared plus C squared minus 2BC cos A. But when you are looking for angle, you use this formula. But don't worry, we actually got this second formula from the first one. If you go to the first one and you make cos A the subject of formula, what you have is this second formula, which I will illustrate in a bit. Look at this formula very well. Let me illustrate how I got that. You have, from here, I can say, take A squared and BC, or let's bring 2BC cos A to this side and take A squared the other way. So you're going to have 2BC cos A equal to B squared plus C squared minus A squared. That's the formula. So from here, if you divide both sides by 2BC, you are going to have cos A equal. Okay, like I said, it came from the formula. So look at this. If you choose to divide both sides by 2BC, you will have cos A equal to B squared plus C squared minus 2BC. So let's go back to how we apply this to solving real-time problems. Okay, this is a typical question. We're asked to find side X. If you watch, we are talking about 3 sides now, X, 12, and 17. Okay, so obviously we use cosine rule. You can see X is unknown, but the opposite side is known, which is 47 degrees. Don't forget the condition. If you are looking for an unknown side, you must know the opposite angle. And if you are looking for an unknown angle, you must know the opposite side. That's the clause on which cosine rule is applied. But don't forget, cosine rule, like we said, can be used to find side and to find angle. But this time we are looking for side. We are applying A squared plus B squared minus plus C squared. A squared equals to B squared plus C squared minus 2BC cos A. Our A here is the X. Our B is the 17, while our C is the 12. If you apply this, I think 17 squared is 289. Is it? 12 squared is 144. You have 154, sorry. So at the end of this, you have 154.74. So A will be square root of 154.74. And that should give us 12.44. Okay, that's how to apply the cosine rule to find sides. All right, let's see another example. But don't forget, you use cosine rule when talking about three sides and one opposite angle. Remember, the side you are looking for, you must know its opposite angle, or the angle you are looking for, you must know the opposite side. Okay, this is another question. We are asked to find x. Obviously, we are looking for a side, so we are still going to use a squared plus b squared equals to b squared minus 2bc cos a. Apply the same way we did earlier. You will get 16.90 centimeter. Okay, let's see another example, but this time we are looking for angle. So we'll switch to our angle formula, which is the other format of cosine rule. So this time we are using cos A equal to b squared plus c squared minus a squared over 2bc. Remember, we've been able to show that this formula came from the other formula just by making cos A subject of the formula. But remember, we still have three sides and one angle. In this case, we know 15 centimeter, but we don't know the opposite angle theta. You can see it's obeying that condition that before you can apply cosine rule, you must know three sides and one opposite angle. But this time we know the side, we are looking for the opposite angle. So let's assume the theta is A and the side 15 is the small letter a. Then maybe 10 is b, y 17 is c. So let's apply accordingly. We're going to have cos theta equal to 10 squared plus 17 squared minus 2 times 10 squared minus 8 squared over 2 times 10 times 17. If you operate this on your calculator, you'll be having cos theta would be equal to the numerator is 164, the denominator is 340, I guess. So cos theta will give us 0.482. So one more step, theta will be arc cos or cos inverse of 0.482. On your calculator, there is arc, ARC. You just press it, then you press cos. And that should give us 61.2 degrees. So quite easily demonstrated. That's how I apply the cosine rule to get the angles, an unknown angle in a non-right angle triangle. So your turn. Try this. Let's see what you're going to get. I'm waiting for you. What do you have? Okay, here is the solution. The same thing, we're looking for unknown angle theta, but the side is known, 29. So if you label the unknown angle A and the side small a, apply the formula as appropriate, you'll be getting 86.1 like the other cases that we've done. I'm sure you should be able to do this just following the previous example I had explained earlier. So I want to believe that you now understand how to apply the sine rule and the cosine rule. But a brief review again, you use the sine rule when you are talking about two sides and two opposite angles. Usually an angle is known and a side is not known. But for cosine rule, when you're talking about three sides and an opposite angle, usually it's either the angle is known or the opposite angle is known. So that's how we'll draw the curtain for today. I'll be waiting for your questions in the comment section on the WhatsApp platform. Thank you.